Hey guys, Vass here from Aussie Playground, and today we're going to be unboxing another car. This one is a 1/8 scale 4-wheel drive brushless buggy. Now it's a 1/8 scale buggy, and one of the things that I don't have in my ever-growing collection of RCs is a 1/8 scale buggy. And I've been meaning to get one for quite a long time, not particularly this one, but just a 1/8 scale buggy just to try them out. I know that 1/8 scale buggies are supposed to be built, tough as tanks most of the time. I don't know how lucky I'm going to be with this particular one. I've been told that the ultimate buggy out there, if you want good speed, you get the Forza. If you want reliability, good part support, and good durability as well, you'll get the Tim associated, RC8 or something it's called. Anyway, both of those cars are a little bit out of my budget at this point. That's not to say that I might not get one later on, but for now I've settled for the Ofna Buggy8. It's completely ready to run, it's brushless, it looks and promises to be quite a good durable buggy. I've seen a couple of videos floating around on YouTube already, and I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen. Some of the feedback has been pretty positive. One of the things that worries me a little bit though are the tyres. Now the Ofna Next that I've been testing has had very substandard tyres. I wasn't too impressed with those, and the feedback on the ready to run tyres out of the box on this one hasn't been great either, so it looks like I might be up for a new set of tyres. But I'm probably getting ahead of myself a little bit. I'm going to go and pull this guy out, and I know that this isn't a new car. I know this car's been around for a while. As I said, I've seen a few videos floating around on YouTube of this one already, and but it is new to me. And as I said, I haven't had a 1/8 scale buggy in my collection. Closest I've got is the ST4 that you see behind me here. So I'm going to go ahead and open this guy up. As you can see, this is a genuine unboxing because he still has the factory seal right there on the box. So we're going to go ahead and slice this guy open, so just bear with me very quickly. Yoink, there it is, it's gone, that's it. Let's open him up. I'm very, very excited. Oh wow, comes with a big attention label right on the box right there, look at that. I know it's upside down, but there is, and another one in here. Okay, 2 warning labels, something is up. I might have to glance over that after I'm done here. What do we got? We got, again, they've gone cheap on the manuals. The Ofna Next also had these cheap, what looks like photocopied manuals that they've just stapled together at the back somewhere. Same thing with this guy, no different. So we'll just get rid of these manuals here. We've got some stickers, some more stickers. All right, yeah. Oh, and there's also on the back of this sheet there is a couple of antenna tubes and what looks like a little binding plug for your receiver. That's really about it. What else we got? Oh wow, a little bag of preload spacers, which means, yes, I'm looking at the shocks at the moment, and they do not have threaded shock bodies. They're actually preload spacers. What else do we have? We've got a wing, which obviously we're going to have to cut up, or open the bag and mount onto the car. And I'll show you what the car looks like in the box. Comes packed like so. So what do we got in here? I'm assuming this big box at the front here is the radio. I think the big warning thing here is installing batteries, follow easy steps to bind the radio to the car. So I'm guessing maybe they haven't binded the radio. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know. Usually you just put the batteries in and go. So it's kind of weird if they haven't binded the radio to the car. Come on, man. Get out of the box. There we go. Alright. Now this is a fairly unique looking radio, I must admit, because it doesn't have an antenna at all. So, oh God. They've gone to town on the sticky tape, I tell you what. There's heaps of it. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Out you come. Here we go. There we are. There's our radio. So, not a bad, neat little unit. I might give you guys a bit of a close-up look at this as well. Pretty good feel. Not a fan of the wheel actually. This They've got this little rubber foam on the wheel that sort of slides on the actual wheel itself. It's not exactly stuck onto the wheel. Look, the remote doesn't look too bad. Pretty cheap settings. You've got throttle, steering trim, steering dual rate. That's really all they give you here. Nothing too spectacular. Runs on 4 AA's. Okay, that's pretty cool. So, as you can see, no antenna. So, yeah, whatever. It's a radio. Okay, let's take him out. Come on. Yeah, I'll get rid of this big black box that's just taking up space. Get rid of these packing, more packing. Get rid of that. Oh, that's not even cool. Done. All right, there we go. There is our car. Very nice. It does have an aluminium chassis, even though it is black, so it's color coded to the rest of the car. It's kind of cool. The Ofna Next actually came with like a goldy sort of aluminium chassis on there. This one's actually got all black, so pretty beefed up A-arms, front and rear, must admit. It's got your oh yeah, tyres come pre-glued with foam inserts, 17mm hexes on here. As I said, preload spacers are required for your shocks. They are aluminium bodies and they are pretty beefed up shocks. They do have those little rubber boots on there to protect against, you know, debris and dust and all that sort of thing on there. So pretty cool. I've opted for the blue one. Some people will go for the red, but you know, fairly nice looking car. We've got steering and camber links all the way around. You can adjust all your toe in, toe out. We've got front and rear sway bars. Just looking at this very quickly, one of the really cool features I actually like about this buggy, and it's one of the probably another reason why I picked this one in the Ofna range, because I got about 3 of them to choose from, is this one here has actually got on your front shock towers, they've got these little covers that sort of go over the actual shocks themselves, and I really like that. I like that idea, because sometimes when you flip the car over, you always end up scratching the little ends of your shock caps, and you know, damaging some stuff there. So having these little protectors over the top, I think, is a pretty good little idea. There's already a couple of preload spacers mounted in the rear shocks of the car. So suspension setup, I have to say, not too bad at all. We've also got some protective guards on the rear A-arms that you can see there. So very nice. Nice beefy wheels. Oh, I'm impressed. I mean, I don't mind the look of this car at all now that I actually see it live and have it in my hand. I'm pretty impressed with it all. So we're going to go ahead now and take this guy off, have a look inside and see what we've got going on. So there is the guts of the car. Very, very nice layout. Motor and servo mounted at the front. ESC. Which is a Toro ESC, and I believe this is 150 amp. It doesn't write it on here, but I believe it's 150 amp. Don't know why I'd think that. I don't know if I read it somewhere or don't know, but I think it's a 150 amp. Anyway, the motor itself, how many kV does this guy have? Does it tell me on the box? Does it tell me on the box? No, it just says high powered brushless motor. Thanks, Ofna. I know this. What else have we got? 15 tooth pinion, yes, okay, whoop-diddy-doo. What kV is the motor? Does it say? Does it say? Does it say? No, it doesn't say. Alright, I should have done my homework on that. I know it says it somewhere on the Ofna website. I do apologise. Anyways, we've got an Ofna steering servo, which is a 6 kilogram Metal Gear steering servo. Let's hope so, because you know, we all know from experience that when you get a ready-to-run car, there are always a couple of things that could do with, you know, a few extra dollars invested into them, and one of them being a steering servo. But this is a buggy. You know, the wheels, although they are large in diameter, they're not super wide. You know, they're nowhere near as big as the truggy wheels and tyres. So, you know, hopefully this servo will do okay for the time being. We've got spring-loaded servo saver in there. We've got a center diff, which is awesome. I love center diffs on cars like this. We've got massive braces going into the center of the chassis as well. Aluminium shock towers, and I hate to admit it, but they look pressed. Doesn't look CNC machined. So there's a good chance that these are probably going to bend. But then again, you know, it all depends on how much punishment you're prepared to put this car through. And let's face it, I do some serious punishment. We've got now your batteries, which I really like. Which is another reason why I picked this car as my first buggy, is because it's this saddle style battery tray that they've got going on. So you basically put two 2S LiPo packs, so one on either side of the chassis, and this gives you really good balance. Some of the other buggies out there, you know, you put a 4S to one side and they've got all the electronics on the opposite side to counterweight. I think this is a slightly better layout. You know, I know it's debatable. Some people will argue the point, but I prefer this sort of style to having a great big heavy 4S pack on one side of the car. But you know, that's just me. You know, each to their own. Everyone has their preference. Nice short stubby little 2.4 gigahertz antenna, which is nice. We've got a sealed receiver box, which should protect. Now, I don't think this is waterproof, so don't go splashing in water, because nothing in here is really waterproof. The ESC is not. The steering servo is not, but this is you know, it's fairly well sealed. The cables sort of come out from the rear of the receiver box, which means that you know, it's good protection against dust and debris and stuff like that. So you know, this thing should really be quite nice to drive around without having too much of a problem there. And oh, here we go. It's on the motor. 1900 kV is what's written on them. I should have looked there first, shouldn't I? Oops. And it is it's branded Ofna. It looks like a fairly large motor. It's about the same size of what my Ripper motor is in the ST4, just looking at it. So it looks pretty beefed up. Chances are it's probably one of these Toro brands as well that Ofna's just rebranded. Does come with these Dean's connectors, which obviously you're going to need to plug your batteries in series. Which is kind of cool, because I use Dean's on pretty much everything, so it's nice to see Dean's, or at least could be Dean's or Dean's lookalike connectors. The solders on these look pretty good. You know, I like to check the solder sometimes, because I've had instances in the past where the solder is really poor and sometimes it can come out. And if you're out in the field and you're testing your car or you're running your car, last thing you want is to lose a solder, because you can't. Well, I mean, there are ways that you can solder out on site, but generally, you know, you sort of need to come back home and do some soldering and stuff like that. So anyway, I think that is pretty much it for this little guy. Well, it's not really little, it's a 1/8 scale. I might just very quickly, if you're not bored, I might just open this guy up and see if I can just put him on the car very, very quickly. You actually need to screw this spoiler on. So you got to, they give you screws and you got to actually screw it on. So it's not with pins or anything like that, which I guess is nice to see, because you know, there's nothing like adding more pins to your collection of pins that you can possibly lose. So at least if the spoiler's bolted on, you don't have to worry about it anymore. You know what? I might just take this sheet straight off. Ta-da! There we go. Get rid of that. And there's another little one at the front here. Get rid of that as well. And get rid of that. And we'll put that aside because we need those bolts. Put the spoiler in there. And there we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all those in between. There is our Ofna Buggy 8. This is my unboxing. It's blue, it's big, it's beefed up, it looks pretty good. The remote looks cheap as anything. Although it does look cool, it feels really cheap. So I don't know how, yeah, like I said, it's a remote. I think it'll be okay. That's pretty much it. Keep an eye out. I will have some running videos of this. Hey, stay, behave yourself. Now, I will have some videos of this guy coming up pretty soon. So I'm really looking forward to testing out my first 1/8 scale buggy. If you've got one of these or you got any questions about this particular guy, please post them on down below and I will do my best to get back to you. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And good God, I've just used the like icon for the first time and look at where it is. It's right on my head, so I'm going to have to switch over to this side. Hit the like button if you like this video. And of course, if you didn't like it, then hit the thumbs down button. Thank you. And by all means, please do subscribe. Yes, please do subscribe, and that'll keep you posted with all the videos I got coming up. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you guys next time.